Hello, my name is Dr. Julie Riggs, and I would like to take this opportunity to introduce my crowdfunding project to you. So, to begin, who am I? Well, you can see that I'm as passionate about life as I am about the air that we breathe. And you can see that I'm not adverse to risk. I do enjoy challenges such as skydiving and adventures which include living off rice barges in Cambodia and camel tracking across the Mongolian desert, which also involve living off some boiled eggs and cucumber. That, of course, is when I'm not spending a lazy day reading books or indeed analysing the VOCs that are omitted from my books. I would describe myself as an academic practitioner, writer and speaker within the field of health and safety and indoor air quality. I've worked within the profession for over 20 years with a very diverse knowledge in varied disciplines, both operationally and strategic. I have an MSc in Occupational Health and Safety Management and a doctorate within environment, specifically within indoor air quality. I'm also the founder of an organisation called IAQ UK, which is an independent organisation with the aim of raising the agenda of indoor air quality within the home and workplace. We give free advice to individuals and businesses and offer training and resources. My crowdfunding project is to increase our members by 300 to assist with raising our profile and continuing the vital work and support we give people to improve their indoor environments. You can find out a little bit more about me on www.drjulieriggs.co.uk, or you can find me on Twitter and LinkedIn. You can also Google me. IAQ UK was founded in 2008, and our objectives are about providing a comprehensive reference source for the UK regarding indoor air quality. We also wish to establish UK indoor air quality accredited training with national training bodies for practitioners and students, and we wish to influence IAQ practitioners' competency standards. We also look to influence government and associated national bodies to take ownership of developing IAQ best practice, and we look to consolidate knowledge and standards from silo disciplines. These objectives are achieved by working with the various agents and organisations in promoting air quality and ensuring that information is accessible to enable individuals to make a choice about their environment. And so my hope is that you'll give some time to think about indoor air quality. You can actually find more about our work and resources on www.iaquk.org.uk. We also offer awareness and competency training. So have you ever thought about what you're breathing in every day? Well, let's stop and take that moment. So if you replace the content of a 5-gallon water bottle that sits aloft a water cooler with air, you will breathe an equivalent of 600 water bottles every day, taking approximately 20,000 breaths and almost 625 million breaths in a lifetime. Have you ever thought about what's in that air that you breathe? Well, 1/5 of the air we breathe is made up of oxygen, 21%, with nitrogen at 78%, and the remaining are small amounts of argon, carbon dioxide, gases and water vapour at 1%. Within that 1% of air, dust, chemical components and biological agents will be present. These variables can affect our health both physically and psychologically. They can affect our perception of our environment and determine whether the environment is conducive and comfortable. Individually and collectively, we take the air we breathe for granted, and yet every breath is vital for sustaining our lives, supplying our blood with oxygen and removing metabolic waste in the form of carbon dioxide. Unconsciously, breathing is regulated by neural signals in our brain. At a normal rate, resting, we breathe 12 to 15 times per minute. Each inhalation takes approximately 1 minute, and normally the rate of respiration or rest is between 12 to 15 breaths per minute. Exhaling follows immediately, which takes slightly longer. A pause of a second or two between the end of exhaling and the beginning of the next inhalation occurs as the CO2 content of the body increases to the point where it triggers the next cycle to start. Our breath is the gateway to our bodies, and this all happens without you probably giving it much thought. We're pretty amazing, aren't we? So just how important is indoor air quality to you? You may be conscious about the food that you eat, and perhaps what products you put on your skin, but how much have you thought about what you're breathing in? So, do you wear perfume? Or perhaps have scent in the home? Well, that we know 1/3 of substances in perfumes are capable of causing cancer, birth defects, central nervous system disorders, allergic respiratory reactions. 15 to 30% of the general population report some sensitivity to chemicals from fragrances. And the US Environment Protection Agency considers fragrances to have no safe exposure limit. And it's not just respiratory problems. We've also seen a very strong link with conditions such as depression. Despite this knowledge, perfume and scent marketing is on the increase. Also, our manufacturers are not required to put on labels what's contained within those scents, so it's very difficult for us to make a choice as consumers. You can find more information about indoor air quality on our website, but I've highlighted some key changes for you that you might find of interest. You can see that we spend about 90% of our time indoors. And we recognise that actually our indoor environment is far more polluted than outdoors. It has concentrated air inside, and so we conservatively estimate that it's around 10 times more pollutant than outdoor air. The US Environment Protection Agency recognises indoor air quality as one of the top 5 health hazards. It also recognises that there are 20 toxic compounds within that air that are 200 to 500 times higher than outdoors. The American Medical Association recognise that 50% of all illnesses are caused by polluted indoor air. Most chemicals that are registered with the Chemical Abstract Service, and we're seeing 36,000 new chemicals added to that service every day, and therefore there's an unknown level of risk in understanding the reactions from those chemicals. They're often tested in silos, and limited knowledge is transferred to the consumer. If you consider house building, at the beginning of the 1900s we would have used 50 different types of building materials. Today we use over 55,000 types of materials, and again we really don't understand the full impact of that concentrated air within inside people's homes. There's also a lot of change in building design and work practice. If you consider that we're working much more in open plan offices, we're in sealed buildings where we're relying on mechanical ventilation and ensuring that there is suitable filter changes and maintenance of those systems. But despite these changes, we've seen no change with regards to how occupants feel within their environment. They have been dissatisfied for over 20 years and still continue to be so, uncomfortable in their indoor environment. Health risks are also increasing, including asthma. The UK has the highest asthma rate in the world, and we appreciate that asthma can be hereditary, diet related, environmentally related such as smoking, but we cannot ignore the possibility that indoor air quality may have some contributing factor. We often refer to environmental concerns as a sleeping giant, fearful of the unreleased power of disturbing the balance of nature. However, we can look within ourselves to stimulate our own sleeping giant to make a change. Part of our role is to educate and stimulate debate with policymakers and society to discuss the risks faced, empowering individuals to demand change before our legacy echoes the plights depicted by Rachel Carson. Rachel Carson was a great environmentalist, possibly the first, and she was the author of Silent Spring, whose authentic insight into how humans interact with our surroundings predicts the plight of humans in this world. IAQ UK is developed for everyone, and we want to share our message. This project has also been entirely self-funded, with an intrinsic motivation to provide accessible resources to enable people and organisations to manage their indoor air quality. This project has attracted much interest and has resulted in considerable time and free support to those requesting assistance to manage their indoor air quality problems. I have also been given a contract by a major international book publisher to write a comprehensive guide to managing indoor air quality. Therefore, I'm seeking funding to enable IAQ UK to continue their work, concentrating on developing the book, resources, standard, research and training programs that will support healthy indoor environments. Your support is vital to us, So how can you help? Well, become a member for £30. Your membership will provide you a number of benefits, including a certificate of membership, 15% discount off our IAQ UK internal training, and access to a database with over 150 research papers, the use of the IAQ UK logo to publicise your support. Your details will also appear on our IAQ UK website, and you can use the term Membership of IAQ UK. Help us to achieve our goal. We're looking to be able to raise 300 members by the end of this crowdfunding project, eventually reaching 1,000 members by 2015. You can also help us by spreading the word using various social media. For me, it is not enough just to understand this world, but we should all be changing it for the better. Thank you for your time.